Welcome everyone to this explainer. We are kicking off a truly high-energy, analytical masterclass today on a topic that literally shapes the modern world. Today, we're unpacking the role of foreign trade. Before 1947, a lot of developing nations viewed trade purely through this restrictive colonial lens. But in the post-World War II era, we realized it's actually the ultimate engine of economic development, and we're here to show you exactly how that global machinery operates.
Here is our roadmap for this masterclass. We'll be covering the engine of growth, foreign exchange and investment, the global division of labor, allocation and price stability, and finally, reputation and consumer choice. Let's just dive right in.
So, Section 1, the engine of growth.
Now, what acts as the ultimate engine of economic growth? If you look back through history, people might have said land, or gold, or even just sheer population size. But the definitive answer that powers modern nations, the actual machinery that turns a developing economy into a global powerhouse, is international trade.
The core theory here is actually incredibly simple. Economists Wasserman and Holtman define international trade as simply transactions between residents of different countries. It sounds super basic, right? But the very second you cross that geographic border, the economic implications just multiply exponentially.
Which brings us to part 2, foreign exchange and investment.
This concept requires a massive shift in perspective for producers. Think about the difference between closed domestic limits versus limitless global horizons. If you're a manufacturer and you're only selling to your hometown or even just your home country, your ambition is fundamentally stifled. You are severely capped by local boundaries. But the moment you look globally, you gain an absolutely unparalleled opportunity to scale up.
Let's break down the actual mechanics of that limitless horizon. First off, exporting goods earns a nation vital foreign exchange. We're talking about hard, valuable currency that can be used for highly productive purposes, like importing advanced technology. Second, by expanding the consumer market beyond domestic borders, you suddenly have millions of new potential buyers. This direct influx of global capital heavily incentivizes local producers to engage in massive production, which in turn completely spurs total economic investment across the entire home country.
Taking this macroscopic view brings us right into our third pillar. Section 3, global division of labor. Picture the massive container ships, the intricate global flight paths, and towering cranes coordinating across oceans. The system is so efficient that it often costs less to ship a sweater halfway across the globe than it does to drive it from a local warehouse to your nearest mall. This vast, interconnected transport network allows the entire planet to organize itself with incredible, ruthless efficiency. And this efficiency creates a brilliant global synergy. On one hand, you have nations with rich natural assets that naturally specialize in exporting raw materials, like agricultural products or minerals. On the flip side, countries equipped with highly advanced, skilled manpower focus on technical manufacturing to produce finished goods. Folks, this isn't a zero-sum game. The global division of labor ensures that these wildly different nations perfectly complement each other for mutual economic benefit. All right, moving right along. Part 4. Allocation and price stability.
International trade acts as an incredible economic shock absorber. Imagine you're balancing a seesaw. If there's a sudden domestic shortage of a crucial good, trade allows you to import it, perfectly balancing out that shortfall in supply. On the other hand, if you have massive overproduction locally, you can just export the excess. Trade perfectly balances these market fluctuations, fundamentally stabilizing local price levels for everyone.
And here is the ultimate practical impact of all of this. Resources are channelized strictly into areas yielding the highest financial returns. Because of global specialization, a nation literally stops wasting effort, labor, and capital trying to be mediocre at everything. Instead, it optimally allocates its scarce domestic resources strictly toward its most profitable, highly competitive strengths.
Finally, we arrive at our last pillar. Section 5, reputation and consumer choice.
Now, we've talked a lot about lofty macroeconomic concepts today, but let's bring it right down to your wallet and your lifestyle. Let's walk through this chain reaction. Step 1. Ruthless international competition enters the market. Step 2. Simply to survive, foreign and domestic companies are forced to provide you with multiple choices of highly standardized, top-quality goods. And Step 3. This directly results in a massively elevated standard of living for everyday buyers, just like you. Mastering this global engine doesn't just bring in cash, though. It builds untouchable international prestige. As our textbook examples point out, countries like Japan, Germany, and Switzerland have earned massive goodwill simply through the top-tier qualitative production of their electronic goods and engineering. When you think of a Swiss watch or a German piece of engineering, you are experiencing the direct reputation built by decades of flawless international trade.
Which brings us to the end of our explainer today and leaves us with a rather chilling question to think about. What would our daily standard of living look like if we suddenly shut down this global engine? If you take away the foreign exchange, the price stability, the global division of labor, and those top-tier consumer choices, the modern world literally just grinds to a halt. We hope this masterclass has completely shifted how you view the incredible, dynamic machinery of global trade. Keep analyzing, keep learning, and we will see you next time.